I've heard people say that too much of anything is not good for you, baby. But I don't know.
Mine was at a party at graduation in grade 7, and it was me in a room of about 7 girls, and we were playing Spin the Bottle, so I was the only boy, and I had a good afternoon.
Mine was when I was 3 with my best friend under the kitchen table.
There was these identical twins, these boys that my sister and I used to hang out with when we were little kids. And I have this strange memory of like French kissing the cheek of one of them when I was like 5 years old. I don't know. I don't really understand why that happened, but it happened.
Is this a tonguing thing? Is this when you get Frenchy on that thing? Because that's the big step.
I actually remember one. Yeah. The girl called Catherine in Perth, Adelaide. And we were over eager. I think she was over eager to get it over with because I was quite an ugly kid. She's a very beautiful, lovely lady, and it was very vacuous though. I was unsure of whether to, use the God-given tongue. So I was quite vacuous, and there were 30 people around watching us, which is pretty similar to the way I make love these days as well.
It was at summer camp with Jamie in a sailboat.
Mine was with a girl. I don't really remember the experience except I remember just not liking it and thinking girls probably weren't for me.
I think mine was a bit more standard. I think it was like a school social thing. I was at an all-boys school and they... Let me finish. I was at an all-boys school and they organised for another all-boys school to come visit us. Another all-girls... Yeah, no, I was just trying to go with the joke and realised it won't translate. So, yeah, his name was Bruce. He had huge arms.
My first kiss was with this girl who I'm still friends with, who lives down in Los Angeles. She's a lesbian now, so I was 12.
Awesome. My first kiss was with a foreign exchange student from Russia at a Christian school. Her name was Ninon, and she was like 2.5 feet taller than me, and everybody used to make fun of me. But I was in 6th grade, she was in 9th grade, and she had boobs. So all of my friends were kind of low-key like, yeah, that's what's up.
I can't for the life of me remember the poor girl's name, but we were sitting in a tree, and she did have a faint smell of almonds about it, and that's all I can remember. It scarred me. You see, whenever I see almonds, I just start trying to get back that magical summer of 1978.
This girl across the street who was living in Cleveland, but she came to visit her aunt there in Arcadia Park in Dallas. She came over one day and she lifted her shirt up and I went crazy. I'd never seen anything like that. She had a blue bra and we went into the back and she started kissing me and I was like, how cool.
It was at Garden City Shopping Centre in Mount Gravatt, which is a Westfield thing. It wasn't Westfield at the time, though. It was independent back then. Those were the days. And
when malls were independently owned.
We was at a movie marathon, or whatever. And I was about 13 years old. Like my first make-out kiss. And it was good.
My first kiss was less smooth. I was very drunk. I was 15. You might have been there that night, James. I think you were, because it was at one of the Morgan's house parties.
Oh, yeah.
And I got this girl called Amelia. And we got wasted, and I think I kissed her around the side of the house or something, and then she vomited and I vomited. We vomited in our drunk adolescence glory together.
That's awesome.
It's very romantic.
My first kiss was with Christy Garbutt, and it was while I was in Mount Eliza High, and yeah, it was there was a lot of like neck pushing going too far, like I don't want to get close to you physically, but we've got to get this over because neither of us have done this yet, kind of thing.
I remember mine really well. It was with Lydia Dunn and Samara, and it was under the monkey bars. I was 5 or 6 years old, and we were just like kissing means nothing. And I still am friends with them, and we still joke about it to this day. Two girls at the same time. That's how I started my lady career.
Pimp.
My first kiss was terrible. It was down at a bay near where I lived, and I thought it sort of felt like a fish had jumped into my mouth, but but it wasn't.
Well, basically, my first kiss was my wife that I married. So I only ever kissed one girl, and I married that girl. So I'm pretty happy with that.
that's so sweet.
It's quite a sweet story, actually. High school sweethearts. I actually kissed her before I started on a date, so I don't know if that is a bit cheeky, but
Did you ask her father's permission before kissing?
Nah, definitely.
No.
I don't even at that stage. I don't even think I even met the guy. So
That's good. Pat, I drank all this beer.
All right, so my first kiss was, I think I was about probably 6 or 7, and the girl across the road took advantage of me. She was a couple of years older, and she diddled me in a game of Truth or Dare. I went for Dare. Next minute, she's kissing me.
My first experience with kissing, it wasn't quite a kiss, but let's just say I was on a camp, and this girl, I think she fancied me, and we just went for a walk, and I didn't really realize, and I wasn't that kind of interested, and she just said, "Are you ever going to kiss me?" And I kind of got really embarrassed, red flushed, I was a shy kid, and I just kind of ran away into the forest. That was my first experience. My first kiss was on a summer vacation that my parents sent me on to Canada, so it was winter at the time, and I was 14, and this girl who I didn't know a lot, I didn't know very well. I knew her for about 2 days.
You're a lady slayer.
Took my hand, and she very much took the initiative, and that was my first kiss, and she smoked, and it didn't taste very good.
At 14.
Yeah, she was rough.
Damn. My story is nowhere near that salacious.
I can't believe I just told them my
just
first
my
kiss story.
girlfriend in school. Yeah, great.
Mine was with an older lady. She was 12.
What age were you?
Like 10 and a half, 11. And if you think I look young now, when I was 11, I looked seriously young, so she was clearly a creep.
Is she a paedophile 12-year-old?
Yeah. Well, I looked maybe 7 at a push, and it was at the back of some kind of wood dwelling.
I don't remember.
Our first kiss was together, Alex.
Oh, yes, our first kiss.
Yeah. It was the summer of '69.
Yeah. What's the rest of the lyrics?
Just got my first real 6-string.
Wanted a 12-string. Yeah, that's it.
Real 4-string.
Yeah, okay. You get it.
Her name was Christina Tostada. That's actually her real name is Christina Tostada, and she was my 4th grade girlfriend.
She's your Mexican
and we
Rose.
did a dance together at like a performance, is like a history performance, like the history of California. And she wore like a Spanish dress, and I was like a gaucho, like a Mexican cowboy. And then we kissed afterwards.
Backstage.
Yeah, like she kissed me. We kissed, and I got like really nervous.
Aww.
She was my first love, Christina Tostada.
Your Mexican Rose.
My Spanish flower.
I remember that. I was in the movies with a girl named Amanda, and
Amanda or Alana?
Alana. Yeah, thanks. So good with names. We went to the same school, so yeah.
Yeah.
And we were sitting in this dark cinema, and I really wanted to kiss her, but I was too shy. And then I guess I just turned my head towards her because we were like 13. And then she tried too hard to kiss me that she just suctioned my nose, and she like had my nose in her mouth for like a second, and it freaked me out, man. But and then we made up and we kissed, and yeah, that was my first kiss.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this is a good story. My first kiss, Megan Gerlitz, 7th grade. I did the Oreo trick, which I was way too old for, where I rigged the Oreo so the cream would be on my side. There was a commercial at the time. I don't know if they played it in this country. But there are these kids on the Oreo commercial, and they're like, if the cream's on my side, you have the la la la. And well, if the cream's on my side, then you have the la la la. And then they twist, and one of them wins, right? So I rigged this Oreo, and I was like, if the cream's on my side, like, as kind of like a joke, because, you know, we're older than that. We're not like 6 years old. But I rigged it. And she's my girlfriend anyway. I was like, you got to kiss me. So what we did was after lunch, we met during, I don't know, the next class at a certain time at the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom. She wasn't there yet. So I was like, I used one of my passes to like get out of Miss Wilkinson's class because she's more strict. So screw it. I'm gonna go. I gotta pee. I'm gonna pee. So I peed. Then I came out. There she was. And she was basically aware of the fact that I hadn't washed my hands. So that was awkward. So, but then we kissed. And I said something really stupid after it, which was like, like, you taste good or something like that. Because she had totally, like, put some, like, good tasting. All right. And it was humiliating and sexual.
My first kiss came as such a shock that I stopped kissing the girl and said, "Ew, you put slugs in my mouth." True story.
I was like 8. And I can't really remember it. It's all a blur. I don't really want to go back there because I still know the guy now, and it's just really super awkward all the time. I'm like, remember when we were 8? That was good.
I think it was like behind the tennis courts at school, you know, when I was like, I'm trying to remember how old I was now.
8.
8 or 9 or something like that, maybe. Like proper
4.
kiss.
Like making out at 4 years old.
I think it was, yeah. I'm trying to remember her name though. Sorry. No.
Let's call her.
No, I don't want to
Jane.
name names. I don't embarrass anyone.
Susan.
And I mean that in a really self-deprecating way.
I don't remember mine. I think I was a late bloomer.
Dave still hasn't kissed anyone.
Hasn't kissed
I
anyone.
haven't. That's true.
I was actually recently talking about music equipment and how, like, I don't feel like sentimental attachment to anything that I own. Like, we had guitars stolen, and like for some reason I was like, man, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I just don't care. And then my mom asked me, well, do you remember your first kiss? And I said no. And then she said, I don't know how you go living your life like this. So I don't remember my first kiss.
Oh, I was 13 or 14, I think, and it was with a girl in year 10, so she was older than me. So I had plenty of like street cred that week because I made out with this girl called Kalinda, who was a year older than me. She was a babe.
I can't get enough of your love, baby.